So what's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. So yeah, today's one, I'm not too sure. Well, what I'll probably go ahead and do is I'll probably show you guys the youngsters and then the new bird I got. So there is the blue bar pied hen, full on white head, white flights and everything. I was gifted that bird from a friend. It's a hen, and these days I've only been getting hens off him because, well, basically that's his bird, like, but he just didn't want it. So I said I can have it if I want it. So I said to him, why not? As you can see, I did separate birds. The oldest bird that's in here is that guy there, and the only reason why is because that's his hen there, and they're sitting on eggs, and he's a dark check and she's a check as well, and they're gonna make me wee dark checkers hopefully. Remember, this hen used to sit on a nest here. Him, or you know the way there's this big aggressive cockbird over here all the time, yeah, well that's his hen. They're making a nest there. She should lay her eggs in a couple of days. She's still sitting on eggs. Her egg doesn't have long to go. I'm gonna throw a bit of that straw into her nest to make it a much nicer nest. I'm gonna take those two perches away from there, and yeah, really, I'm gonna go ahead and do that later on today. Mealy hen. Took the mealy hen out of here. That's the cockbird that was paired up to the mealy hen. Checkered cock paired up to that dark check hen. That's the hen there. And that's the cock there. They're pairing up. Well, they've paired up, and that's gonna be their nest. So they're gonna have a nest there. This lady over here is sitting on another egg, but her egg cracked, so it is. Look, it's cracked. So I was told by some people to put a bit of tape or something on this wee patch here, and that's it really. They were just said to me to put a wee bit of tape on it. Just put a wee patch of tape on this, but make it so the wee young bird can pick around and basically open it up. But I'm excited that she has another egg. These two are the parents of those two, and they're sitting on the nest there. Well, they're pairing up, and that's their nesting box. There's another pair that used to be in here that's making a nest there. So yeah, at this moment of time, everyone is sitting on eggs or making a nest. I went ahead and mixed pink minerals up with their food. I'll go ahead and show you guys that just in a wee second. But here's the birds here. So them two are a pair. Their wee young one, the wee checkered one, that was weird with its head. It was twisting its head, and the legs were weird as well. I had to go ahead and put that wee baby down. It wasn't doing well at all, but they are rearing this young one here, and this young one has been doing much better ever since that other one has went. Oh, look at those white flights. Can't wait to see that bird fly. Look at the colouring on that. It's gonna be a cock, I think. But I can't wait, because if this is gonna be a cock, he's gonna be paired up to that hen there. That their dark checkered hen there. He's gonna be paired up to her. They're gonna make me dark checks with white flights, I'm hoping, but this will all be next year, like, because he's still a young one and he needs to survive and come back from the races. If he doesn't come back tough stuff, I'll read another one. That's how it's gonna work. Or I might actually breed him down there to this hen maybe, because as you can see, this hen is a lovely dark check with the white flights. Well, she's more of a pied leg, but yeah. Anyway, go ahead and show you guys the youngsters. Actually got a text from the fella who I work for. He texted me something about the birds because there's a race on today, and that's why. Well, this is their food. As you can see, it's all dusty from all the pink minerals and stuff. As you can see, the amount of dust that's coming off it, like. But yeah, I put a bit of I think I put a bit too much in last night. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is open a bag, put half of it in here, mix it up so there's not much of this pink stuff on it, because the birds haven't really been interested in it too much. But I was told by a lot of guys, if they're gonna be hungry, they will eat it. So there's all like, don't worry about it. No way. Wee funny coloured wee bird decided to pay a visit to me and come in with my birds. That's the easiest way that I can explain, is that it just came in the loft. Fed these guys like around 15 minutes ago or so, fed them a little bit of food. They've been loving the pink minerals, so yeah, they've been loving it. The other ones not really, like, but they've been loving it. As you can see, brand new scraper and another scraper down there, because I don't want to be transferring the scraper that I have over in that loft into here, because that has a bit of poo on it, and I transfer it over here. I might bring a disease from there over here, or I might bring a disease from this loft over to that loft, and then everyone's gonna die, which I don't want. So I went ahead and bought a scraper like this to make my life easier, and that's all what I need to do and basically a scrape them. So I'll go ahead and set this back. Yes, there is a bit of poo up on the top. I'll scrape it off after the video. And I went ahead and bought this as well. It's a good wee scraper. It was $5.75. Not bad. It's a left-handed one though, but to be honest, as long as I can scrape stuff up, it's alright. Like, I'm gonna go ahead maybe later tonight when the birds are out flying about. I'm gonna go ahead and scrape the perches down. And I was told by a lot of guys to put, you know, the way you can get that see-through plastic thing, you know, like it's nearly like my roof, you know. Well, let's go around and let's actually wind everything back, and I'll explain why is there no light coming through the top. I'm gonna have to take these out here and show you this way. There's a bit of tarp on the top of it. I have to put these birds in darkness for 14 hours or something like that. They need 12 or 14 hours of darkness, like. And the way summer's coming up, like, you know, it's hardly getting dark, like. So I just go ahead, close this, not there, and this is how dark it is in here at the minute. But I'm gonna have to put a wee bit of wood over here as well, and it's gonna be pitch black in here, and that's what they need. So, because if they start molting their flight feathers, like that's me, F-U-C-K, because I can't race them then, because they're not going to be able to fly well, which equals to not winning everything, which equals to me not being able to race them, because at the club they're going to be like, you can't send this bird away because it's not going to win, or it's not going to come back to you in time, basically. So I need to do that. And yeah, I've been training the birds. of my new birds there. The dark checkered. I think it's gonna be a hen. Yeah. I think it's gonna be a hen. But there's gonna be some more coming. That wee one doesn't have a ring on it, so I tried contacting a couple of guys around here who had like who I knew of that have nice coloured pigeons. But he said he doesn't know. But well, there's only 3 of them here, like, but none of them have this colour. There's a guy who has this in black. You getting your first drink, love? Look at that. He's getting his first drink. I tried slipping one of my rings on it. Oh, it's a wee trick you can do. You can get a bit of fishing wire, or not even fishing wire, what am I going on about? Fishing line, and you just start wrapping it around the foot like so many times that basically you just shrunk the foot like 2 times the size, and you can sort of like wiggle it on and try and squeeze it on as much as you can onto its foot. I tried it, but it didn't work, so I might try it later on tonight, because I've contacted a lot of guys, and there's a fella who has that colour, but the brown bit on it is black. He keeps tiger grizzles, like, but that wee man there paired up to that wee one. I don't know what's up with them, like why they're pairing up so early, because they're not gonna do anything, like, but yeah, they're showing love towards each other. But as you can see, that's what I don't want, and some of them are throwing away feathers like that. I'll have to start checking where they're throwing those feathers away from, because I can't be letting them throwing feathers away like that, you know. Don't know if that's a flight feather though. I'll have to go through and check all of them tonight. I'm gonna screw a bit of wood up here in a wee second, so and basically block off the surf flow. There's just plenty of airflow during the day, and throughout the night, if I leave this open, there's like a lot of wind that comes in. So I'll go ahead and show you guys the trap that I have. Well, you guys know I have that trap there, like, but I'll explain how it works. So I have this bit here because I'm missing one of these from here. It broke off like maybe 15 years ago, and that's why the guy here worked for threw it away. But yeah, my landing board, nice bright colour. The birds can see it from a far distance away. Trap closing and opening. So that's me opening it up. The birds land and they just drop in straight away. And yeah, this wee door here, it's wired up because my sister usually comes and opens it. That's why it's wired up, but this here just opens up so I can let all of them out. But there's gonna be a wee trap that's gonna be put on this one, and the trap's gonna be put on over here, or this aviary might be going out, and there might be a different style of aviary that just comes from here. It's basically gonna be in the same line as the door. It's gonna come from here to here, out to about this much here, and then there's gonna be a wee trap on it, because those guys will need to race next year as well. Well, I have everything set up. I'm in the club. I got my club number and no, my loft number, not club number. What am I going on about? Got my loft number and everything. So now I just need to transfer all of these birds over to my name. But there's gonna be a couple more coming, so there's all like, can I not wait? But the fella said to me to not transfer like 25 of them at once, because sometimes they'll say like, oh, you don't have enough. No, it's not something. he said something about they'll start going like, oh well, where did you get these birds from, and why are you transferring them over to your name? And then he said something about to only transfer a couple of them at a time. Like he said to me to transfer 10 of them for the first time, and then transfer 5 of them after a couple of days, and then transfer the rest of them like another day after that. Like, but yeah. So I've been keeping records of the birds, and this is my law thing. So, wait, come on, off the trap there. Off. You're squishing Jimmy. Come on, wee man. Come on. There you go. Right. Cloth. So all of them check. Pie check. Blue bar check. White flight. Yeah, checker. These are all the ones that I got off Sheeny. I have to transfer all these guys over to my name, and then this one is from Eamons. There's no tick beside that one. That one has been late a lot of times coming in. It takes it. It usually comes in the day after, in the morning around 11 or so. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna be letting these birds out later on today. I'll probably do a video next week, on Monday or so, because I don't have school anymore. School finished for me, and then I'm only starting in September. I'm gonna be going on doing site joinery, in the tech. But anyway. Anyway, I think this is gonna be it for today's one, but I'll let you. Well, there's one more thing I got for my pigeons. I was told to get it, and then there's gonna be another wee thing I'm gonna buy. But anyway, I've been mixing pigeon tonic in that water. I've been mixing that up, and the birds, like, I don't know what's up with my birds, like, but ever since I started giving them pink minerals, and they've been getting black minerals over there, some pooed in it, so I have to throw that out, wash the bowl out, put fresh one in. But anyway, as soon as I finish all that, I'll have to. Anyway, what I was going on about is that I got them pigeon tonic. They've been getting black minerals 24/7. Been putting pink minerals on their food. And let me tell you something, these birds have been going, no joke, like the birds have been going on well nicely. Is that a cock? I'm sorry to say this, but like, is that bird there a cock bird? Like, I mean, no, it's a hen, but it's showing off to its cock down there. But anyway, those wee guys and this guy who's under here should be ready to go out in the youngster loft maybe next week or so. I'm hoping they can start going out next week. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and mix a bit of that food up. I'm gonna put some seeds on top of these seeds that don't have the pink mineral powder on it, because they don't know if they fed their young ones yet. But yeah, as I said. Oh, and then my yellows, those two are paired up out of the yellows. There's actually 2 pairs. I never knew this. I thought there was 3 hens and 1 cock, but that's a cock as well, and that's a hen. But the yellows are already, well, they should be going to England in 2 or 3 weeks, something like that. Because Walker's hasn't started picking the birds up around here or something like that. But anyway, I'm just talking too much and you guys are probably like, can you just shut up for once? So anyway, that's probably gonna be it for today's one. And yeah, so everything that's in here is for staying back except the 4 yellows. That one there, that one, and that one. Everything else is for staying back, and it's gonna be for breeding. She's making a weird sound again. Look. Anyway, she's been sort of doing that whenever she was feeding young ones as well. But yeah, I can't wait for her and the cockbird to lay eggs. I think she has an egg inside of her because her tail's down the ways. And I think there's an egg in there. But yeah, can't wait. Well, they're gonna be wee bluebirds like, but if I can get young birds off my pedigree cock, I'm happy enough like. And that's my main goal at this moment of time. I'm gonna bring, so my 4 pedigree cockbirds are gonna be going over to my friend's breeding cage because he has all these breeding cages, and he said that I can lock them up in there and get them to, you know, breed and breed, you know. There's only one pair I can't take, is that hen there and her cock, but the other ones, there are actually 2 pairs, no 3 of them, because she made a nest there and she's gonna lay eggs in that, and it's gonna take her a long time if I don't. Anyway, it's only really that checkered, those 2 checkers that might be going. But yeah, that's really it. I'm gonna go ahead and put ventilation in the loft, so there's gonna be, I don't even know where I'm gonna put ventilation like, because there's plenty of ventilation this way, but I sort of want a bit of a draft, you know. Sort of want something back here or something, you know, having a wee bit cut out from there and then from here as well, and having, you know, air flowing through and stuff. And then I'll put a wee flap on it so I can close it up through in the winter time, because in the winter time you want your loft as warm as you can. And there's going to be a wee light for them during the winter time, because there's only going to be cocks in here during the winter time, and then the youngster loft I have, the other loft, is gonna have all the hens. Well, maybe a couple of cocks. There's gonna be mostly hens and maybe 5 cocks in there. So I was told by a lot of guys, don't put cocks in with your hens, but I have 1 hen that died because I separated her from her cock. Don't know, she was all healthy, like she didn't have any canker. She was given a canker tablet. When was she given She was given a canker tablet a week before I basically separated them. But some of my birds have been having wet droppings. If you know what I should give them to have their droppings hard, just let me know, please. Having this sort of problem, because you know the way I had the West of England's in there and stuff, I went ahead and killed all those suckers. So I did. They were twisting their heads looking up to space and everything, and they were like, I mean, that loft was rank, like, I mean, it was stinking because the floor was full on wet. And it's not because the loft gets wet, it's because they had wet droppings. And the wet droppings, I basically went ahead and used bleach and washed the walls down and everything and cleaned it out as much as I can. But now for some reason some of them started having wet droppings. I'm actually not a very big fan of this, but they haven't been dying from the wet droppings. Like, touch on wood, like they haven't been dying from it, like. But I'm not liking the way they have wet droppings, because if they start laying eggs and the youngsters, well, as soon as they start feeding babies and stuff, and if they have wet droppings, they're just gonna flood the nest, like, which I don't want. But yeah, it for some reason it had to be my lovely grizzled hen. My grizzled cock is perfectly fine. It's my grizzled hen. She's been having a bit of wet droppings. The yellows have been doing very well. They haven't had any wet droppings. Well, basically, all the other birds didn't have any wet droppings. It's that one, I think. It's only that grizzled hen. I was told by a lot of guys to separate her, but I tried separating her and she didn't eat. I don't know what was up with her. She just didn't eat at all. She was only separated for a day, and I started noticing that she wasn't drinking or eating. So I was all like, do you know what? You can just go back in the loft. I'll try and figure something out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get garlic today, because garlic is supposed to help with nearly everything. I was gonna go ahead and buy the garlic liquid you can buy at a pigeon shop, you know, where you buy your corn and stuff. Well, where you buy your food for the pigeons. But it is expensive for 1 litre. It's £30 for 1 litre, and I was just like, 30 quid, £30 my ass. I'm not gonna pay that much. So I was given this idea: just go in the shop, buy this whole load of garlic, mush it all up in a can, and let it sit, and put a wee bit of water into it, and let it sit for like 2 days before you use it, and only put a wee bit of it in their water each time, and you should be fine, like. So because I was all like, alright, yeah, I'm gonna go and buy that. And then I asked the fella how much is it, and he's like, oh, well, this year's £30. I was like, £30? I'm sorry to tell you, but I don't want that, like. But yeah, I think that's really it. There hasn't really been anything much going on. So all the old birds that were in here, I went ahead and put them in my kit box. They are in my kit box, so they are in here, and as you can see, that's where these guys are. It's actually, well, you can see it on the camera, it is a wee bit dirty, but today's the day that I have to sprinkle a bit of straw down again. I do it every 3 days or so, and today is the 3rd day. So yeah, red check cock, paired up to my favourite old hen. She's a 2013 hen. Them two are paired up, and then the big old cock, 2010 cock, paired up to a 2013 hen. She didn't want to pair up to anyone. Well, he started dancing about for her, and they paired up finally. But that's my favourite hen out of all of them. Like, she's a massive hen, and she is a 2-time champion, so she is. I'll have to go and double check what races she won to be a champion. Because I was told that she's actually a 2-time champion, and she won the race as a youngster. So she did. She won a race when she was a youngster, and she won and then when she was a yearling, she won 2 races in a row. When she was a yearling, I'm not too sure on what she's called. But I'll have to check. But I really like that hen, and he paired up to her, which I'm really hoping to get some red checkereds off them. I'm actually like really praying to get some red checkereds, but I don't mind if I get, because she has a bit of red in the black, so she does, like wee brown. And she's a massive hen. She's actually bigger than all of my cock birds. Like, that's a cock standing right beside it, like. and she's bigger than him. But anyway, thank you very much guys for watching. Today's one was a 30-minute video, and make sure to follow on, because from now on there's going to be longer videos. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and make sure to follow along, and I'll see you guys in the next one.